Do you have an event coming up where you were tasked with bringing an appetizer or a snack and you just aren't sure what to bring, or you're not sure where to even start looking? Well, you're in the right place, because today we are going to be going over 2 easy and delicious cheese balls that you can make for any event or party coming up. So let's dive right in and make sure to stick around. First up, we are going to be making a cheddar ranch cheese ball, and our second cheese ball is a Mexican corn cheese ball. They are so good. I've made both of these before and they are always a crowd pleaser. So first up, we need 16 ounces of cream cheese. And it is best if you kind of leave this out to soften a little bit before mixing it up, just to make it easier on the mixing process. Probably only need it setting out for like 30 minutes before you put it together. So I've got my bacon bits out, so I'm gonna just go ahead and throw all these in here. And then we also need to chop up some green onions and get our packet of ranch seasoning. All right. 1 packet of ranch seasoning. You could also, if you don't have packets of ranch seasoning and you're doing this like last minute, you could also just throw in a bunch of seasonings. So parsley, dill, chives, onion powder, garlic powder, you could throw that in as well. One place I know I'm gonna be taking this cheese ball is for sure on Thanksgiving. We are going to my grandma's, which is a few hours away, and it's always nice to have just like an appetizer or something to snack on while you're waiting for lunch. So we're gonna take a cheese ball there, and then my family, we go over to my in-laws almost every weekend or every other weekend for football, because we are a big Chiefs house. So we go over there to watch all the games, and we always have like food and stuff to eat and drink. So this one, my father-in-law will be happy because he will not have to make a cheese ball this time. I'm going to be bringing it. Since we've got our green onions cut up, I'm going to add those to the bowl. And I just love using green onions when I'm cooking and baking. Not necessarily baking desserts, but you know what I mean. When I'm cooking, because they just add such a delicious flavor to anything you're making. And they're more of a sweeter taste than typical onions. They just really enhance the flavor of anything you're making, especially if it's like a cabbage salad or soups like potato soup. Oh my gosh, I have an amazing potato soup recipe where you put the green onions in there and it is so good. Okay, next we need a cup of cheese. So I need to shred our cheese. So before we shred our cheese, I'm gonna clean my area up, just throw some stuff away, put some stuff in the sink, because it drives me nuts having a dirty countertop. All right, let's shred some cheese. Can you tell I used to be a cheerleader from that move I just did? Woo, perfect. That might be a little more than a cup, but that's okay. We're making a cheese ball. There should be a lot of cheese in it. Okay, we'll add our cheese to the bowl. Okay, and then all we have left is to add our ranch seasoning. So we are gonna go ahead and do that. And I am using my electric mixer or beater because it's just a lot easier than trying to do it all by hand. Here we go. See how easy that was to put together when you use your hand mixer? So nice. All right, let's clean these off. If you are also a lover of ranch like myself and my husband, I recently posted a homemade ranch video, making homemade ranch, and it is seriously so good. Like, I had never made ranch before, so it was a challenge of like, how's this gonna turn out? And it honestly, it's so good. We're not gonna buy ranch anymore. It just turned out so well. And it's so easy to make. Like, we were running out earlier this week, so I literally, my husband was like, can you make more ranch? And I did, and I whipped it up in under 5 minutes. It was just so fast. I'm not gonna buy any more store-bought ranch anymore. I'm gonna save some money there. And it is also a lot cheaper to make it yourself. I do like a cost breakdown in the video because how expensive groceries have been getting lately. So that will be linked in the description if you want to check that out. It's really good. I highly recommend watching that and also trying making ranch at home yourself. All right, now this is really well mixed and we've got it pretty much in a ball, but it's a lot easier to do if you use your hands. So just make sure for this, wash your hands before. You could also use saran wrap, lay saran wrap down, pour it out, and then like form it in a ball, which I might do just so I don't get my hands messy. But you can also do it with your hands if you'd like. Just clean them first. Okay, I'm gonna do the saran wrap method because it's just gonna be easier. I won't get my hands as dirty. So we wanna lay our saran wrap out on the countertop, which I'm actually gonna clean my countertop a little bit so I don't get cream cheese and stuff all over our wrap. Okay, we want to put a nice piece of saran wrap on our countertop. Have it be big enough that you can cover pretty well. And then we'll add our cheese ball. And then we're just gonna fold over the saran wrap. And then with your hands, you just shape it into a ball. And also, if you are prepping this ahead of time, say you're a super planner and you plan multiple weeks in advance, you could make this the weekend before or a night the weekend before and then just saran wrap it and then store it in the freezer. So then when you're ready to go to whatever party or event you're going to, you can take it out of the freezer, take it there, put it on a plate, and it's ready to go. You will want to give it probably like 20 or 30 minutes to rest and not be frozen anymore, because otherwise people won't be able to eat into it. But this is a really great meal if you're planning ahead on what you're gonna cook. You can make this a few weeks in advance and not have to worry about it the day your event comes. Next up, we have our Mexican corn cheese ball, and I'm gonna start by grating our cheese. We need about 1 cup to 2 cups of cheddar cheese. If you have a little more, that's totally fine. It's a cheese ball, we gotta have cheese. Then we're gonna add our 16-ounce cream cheese to our bowl. You want these to be a little softened. Add our taco seasoning. And I diced up some tomatoes. You want them to be fairly small sizes since it's gonna be in a cheese ball where people are just gonna be using crackers to eat the cheese ball. Next, we're gonna add our corn, and this is just kernels of corn. You don't want cream corn. We're gonna add our corn, a whole can of this corn. Once we have all of our corn added, we're gonna mix this together, and it turns this nice, really orange color because of the taco seasoning. It's just a fun cheese ball. And once we have all of that mixed and thoroughly incorporated, I did use my hands a little bit here. I promise I washed them, no worries. We are going to lay out some saran wrap, and we are gonna pour the cheese ball onto the saran wrap and form it into a ball. And then I'm gonna store this in my freezer for a little bit so I can take it out in a couple weeks when we go to my in-laws for a football game. So both of our cheese balls are done, and as you can see, we have already started digging into these because they're so good. So I will give them a little try here with you, but I can tell you they're so good, and all of your family and friends will absolutely love these if you take one of these to Thanksgiving or a football party or anything where you need to bring an appetizer. It will be a crowd pleaser for sure. So we've got our ranch cheese ball. just the flavor of the ranch seasonings mixed with the green onions and the bacon. Oh, it's just so good. You cannot go wrong with this cheese ball. Seriously, even the pickiest eaters will like this. I mean, I guess I can't promise that because there's probably people who will not want to eat it, but more for you then. Okay, and then our Mexican corn cheese ball. And I want to reiterate, this is not authentic Mexican food. I've just named it that because it has taco seasoning in it and typical Mexican style dishes or seasonings, items, etc. So just to clarify. And you can tell it has like a nice orangish red hue from the taco seasoning. Oh yeah, that one's also very good. Especially if you like tacos, it resembles, since we use taco seasoning, it resembles that flavor. It's very good. So if you are looking for a really easy, simple appetizer that you can quickly throw together for a party coming up, make sure to try one of these. The recipes to both will be linked in the description below, and make sure to comment your thoughts. What kind of cheese balls do you usually bring, or appetizers do you enjoy bringing to Thanksgiving or whatever party you're going to? And I really hope you continue to watch more videos, subscribe, like, and come back again next time. Thanks, y'all.